I'm pleased to be joined today on Health Beat by Dr. Lynnea Stines, an obstetrician gynecologist with Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN in Norfolk. Today we're going to be talking about hysterectomies. So Dr. Stines, what are some questions that you should ask your doctor prior to a hysterectomy?
Hysterectomies are one of the most common procedures done every year here in the United States. Now, the reason behind a hysterectomy can vary from woman to woman, whether that means they have a big fibroid uterus, they have abnormal uterine bleeding, they have bad pain with their periods, or if they have persistent postmenopausal bleeding. But whatever the reason behind your hysterectomy, there are some questions that you should make sure to ask your provider. The first question you should ask is if there's any other options besides a hysterectomy. Many women will have tried birth control pills or an IUD or sometimes a simple outpatient procedure like an ablation prior to moving on to a hysterectomy. Now, some women, depending on why they need the hysterectomy or other comorbid conditions they have, a hysterectomy may be the only viable option that they have left. The next thing you should ask your doctor are what the risks are to the surgery. Any surgical procedure is going to have risks, whether that be the risk of anesthesia, the risk of bleeding, or the risk of infection. It's just important that you know your risks prior to the day of the surgery. Another good question to ask is what to expect after the procedure, such as how long you're going to stay in the hospital. Some women, oftentimes nowadays, can actually go home the same day as their hysterectomy or even the following day. Yeah. Now, if you are one of the few women that do have to have one of the big incisions on their abdomen, then you're likely to stay in the hospital for about 2 days. Another good thing to ask is what medications that you're going to go home with, such as what can you expect from pain medications, as well as what your recovery time will look like, and any restrictions that you're going to have during that recovery time, such as pelvic rest, weight limitations, those kinds of things. So in short, Rob, the hysterectomies can improve the quality of life of many, many women every year. It's just important that you make sure you have all of your questions answered before proceeding.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. It's great information about sometimes a little scary operation.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Yes.
To learn more about clinic locations, specialties, and providers, visit frpsclinics.org.